welcome to my YouTube channel. In this channel, I talk about living abundantly. And when I say living abundantly, I'm not talking about material things, but I'm talking about everything that's centered around strengthening your relationship with Jesus Christ. We do a lot of inner work and surgery on this channel, and I give homework. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, now let's get into the video. On my last video, I answered questions about salvation and I talked about how to be saved. So this is kind of like the next step. This is kind of like part 2 of it. Now that you are saved, what do you do next? I'm going to give 7 tips and pieces of advice about what you should do now that you are saved. The first tip is to get into a Bible-centered church. You may or may not have questions about like which church and how to find that church that's right for you. And the one thing that I'm going to say is just make sure that they preach about Jesus. If you go into a church and you don't see Jesus, you don't hear Jesus, then just dip. Tip number 2, buy or download a Bible, specifically a study Bible. Obviously, you can go to Amazon. If there's an Ollie's near you, I love Ollie's. Ollie's, good stuff, cheap. They have a lot of different Bibles and just all types of books, and you can get them at a discounted price. If not, you can find a Bible online. I always link a Bible in the description box. You can download an app. I think it's called like YouVersion or the Holy Bible or something like that. But what I would recommend is specifically looking for a study Bible. Now, a study Bible is different than the average Bible because it has a study part. It has like explanations and extra resources that's really helpful for you to understand the Bible. So there's really no excuse of like, oh, I can't really understand it, because you can get it in the plain day language, and also you can get a study Bible that explains it to you. And my favorite app to use is called Through the Word. It literally goes through the whole Bible chapter by chapter and explains it, and it is awesome. The study Bible that I use is the Tony Evans study Bible. Tony Evans is a pastor based in Dallas, Texas. And fun fact, he's the first African American to publish his own study Bible. So I thought that was interesting too. Tip number 3, find a ministry to serve in. Since I was little, I've literally done everything. I was an usher, I was in the choir, I was a teacher, I worked with the youth. That's the thing. It's okay if you find something and you're like, I don't like this. Because it happens. It might be hard for you to find out which ministry is best for you. So you can pray about it, you can ask the Lord, and then you can just trial and error it. So number 4, remember that you're going to mess up, and it's okay. Don't think that now that you're saved, you have to say, let me cut off everything. Like, I'm perfect now. Like, no. It's not to sound mean, but like, me and you, everybody, we will never be perfect on this earth because we have a sin nature. So it's going to take some time. It took me years to undo bad habits, to undo bad thinking patterns. And I might have been going strong for 2 years and then mess up, and then go strong for another 3 months and mess up again, go strong for a year. And like, it's okay. One mistake that I used to make is if I did mess up, I would like let time pass. I started to fall out of fellowship with God because I'm like, well, I can't really talk to you. I can't really pray. I can't really read my Bible because I just made this mistake. But please don't do that. That is not how God works. He doesn't work like humans. He doesn't work like how we think. So if you do mess up, just run to him. It doesn't matter how bad, it doesn't matter how many times. Do not avoid him. Tip number 5, understand that other people will mess up too. People think that people in church are so holy and they should be perfect and they shouldn't be mean. And I mean, yes, we're striving to be like Jesus Christ, but the thing is, we're not him. You're gonna get your feelings hurt. Someone's gonna say something you don't like. Someone's gonna do something that you don't like. I kind of started to view church like ShopRite. When you go into ShopRite, you might find people who might nod and smile and be gentle and polite and just like, oh, I'm sorry, let me move out of your way. And you're like, oh yeah, thanks. And you guys might start talking and you like hit it off and be like, oh, that was a fun little conversation. But then you might find somebody in ShopRite who'll hit you with their cart and act like nothing happened, and you're just like, hello, I'm sitting here laying on the ground. There's nothing that's different between the person in church and the random person in ShopRite, because we're all sinners. So you're gonna meet people who you hit it off with. You're gonna meet people who you don't get along with. That's just life. Tip number 6, use your resources. I don't know why I screamed that. I remember at one point I was just like, you know what? I'm sick of this. What is happening in the Old Testament? Who are the Israelites? Why are they always wandering around? So I went to YouTube and I ended up just finding a random video explaining the Old Testament and like the path of like the Israelites and their history. It was actually really helpful. So, you know, that's not going to replace me reading the Bible, but I saw that video first. I watched and listened to that video first, and then it started making more sense in my head. So when I started reading the Old Testament, it started to make sense and I started to gain a better, clearer understanding. The story of Joseph it's so much that happened, and I was telling my friends the other day that the way that I remember the story of Joseph is the random like kid cartoon movie on Netflix. It's okay to use your resources. It's okay to read books. It's okay to watch movies. It's okay to go to YouTube. It's okay to listen to other people, but don't let that replace your personal study time with the Bible. Use it in conjunction with it. Number 7, the last tip that I want to give you is just to remember that you have an enemy. This is like really important for us to remember, is that Satan does not want you on God's side. He's going to do everything to bring you down. So those thoughts, those doubts, I'm not good enough, I can't go to church because I messed up, or I can't read my word, I can't pray, the Lord doesn't love me, I'm not worth it. All of those are lies. I've been going to church and I gave my life to the Lord, but things are getting worse. What's happening? Remember that we have an enemy who's trying to take us down. I hope you found this video helpful. I left some homework in the description box. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, ask questions, and all that jazz. Remember, I'm here for you, I love you, and I'm praying for you. Bye!